As open a relationship as we can achieve between the United States and China is in the best interest of both our countries and the world.
Welcome back to Political Capital. This week, the U.S. and China met for high-level talks in Washington. But did they achieve anything? For more on that, Bloomberg's Indira Lakshmanan joins us from the State Department. Indira, currency and trade, the two issues that divide these countries. Any progress?
Well, it's interesting, Al, because on the Treasury side of the strategic and economic dialogue, there was some progress made, certainly in words, let's say. The U.S. side promised it was going to curb the budget deficit and try to boost household savings, and the Chinese side promised that they were going to try to rely less on U.S. consumers for the purchase of Chinese goods. On the major underlying issues you're talking about, though, currency and market access, which were very big during the Bush administration, the Obama administration, for whatever reason, has decided to stress these less. And while the Chinese yuan had appreciated almost 20% over the 4 years prior to 2008, it's basically plateaued in the last year. I guess it's been such a bone of contention that the Obama administration decided to step back from that from the moment and focus more on stimulus, domestic stimulus in China, and try to go for balanced growth.
And how about cooperation on the North Korean and Iranian nuclear threats?
Good question. On the strategic end of this dialogue, which has been boosted up to the Secretary of State level, with Secretary Clinton participating for the first time at the same level as the Treasury Secretary, the reports we got were that the Chinese have been very forward-leaning on the North Korean issue and have really promised to go along with tough sanctions on the North Koreans because they're pretty sick and tired of the North Korean provocations in terms of the nuclear test and missile tests. On Iran, they've been a bit more standoffish, listening to what the U.S. side has to say, agreeing that they also don't want nuclear proliferation, agreeing that they want stability, but it's unclear exactly what they're going to do.
Indira, these are the world's two superpowers, I suppose. Is this the start of a G2?
On one end, the U.S. knows that it needs China's cooperation on a whole host of issues to achieve anything from climate change to nuclear nonproliferation to reining in global pandemics. That's true. On the other hand, the U.S. is still loyal to its traditional allies in Northeast Asia, which are South Korea and Japan. And I think the U.S. is not formally going to go for a G2 in any way that would alienate us from those two democratic nations, which are our long-trusted allies there.
Okay, Indira, thank you very much.